Hi, and Lee with another video. I know it's been 2 days out since the Bristol City game, but had a busy Friday and never got a chance to watch the game. So I listened on the radio, come back from Scotland. Got a chance to watch it yesterday. It was late last night. I ended up watching it, which is why the video is coming out today. Just a couple of talking points over it. I know we had an early red card, Trey Hume. In my opinion, it's not a red card. I don't think it's a red card, and I get it, he's last man. But Natty Wells has a lot of work to do. I mean, he's not like he's in control of the ball and he's driving a goal. He's took a heavy touch with his head and the ball's been about 4 or 5 yards further forward, so he has a lot to do. Foul, yes. Yellow card, I would say it's a yellow card, but with the referee having the entire area of Bristol surrounding him, and he made his mind up before he even got to Trey Hume, and he was going to send him off. Thought it really stifled the game and obviously would have ruined it as a perspective. Would have been a good game between two good sides, I think, other than that. So basically for the rest of the game we sat and defended. If we had 11v11 against Bristol City and we had our full team out, I'd fancy us them in the playoffs. I think if that is the team we're going to play, I'd fancy us over 2 legs against Bristol City. I mean, I know they have took 4 points off us in the league, but there's been little bits of here and there why we haven't picked up the win. I don't think we're particularly great at their end. I mean, yeah, Max O'Leary's made a couple of good saves when we played them at home. And yesterday, even though we were down to 10 men and they had a lot of the ball, they didn't create a lot. I mean, they had a couple of chances, but it was stuff that we dealt with easily. I mean, like Anthony Patterson, I'll get onto my player ratings in a bit, but Anthony Patterson didn't have like a world-class save to make. He didn't have to keep us in the game. All he had to do was be control and just go about his business in a normal manner. But yeah, if we had them in the playoffs, I wouldn't be fazed by them. I always thought I would, because I thought, Max O'Leary always has a good game against us. But I think we'd have too much for them over 2 legs, personally, especially the second leg at the Stadium of Light. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. The same way, I know this will get cut and edited and everything like that. And I'll look like an idiot when Sunderland eventually drop their foot in Sunderland and we don't get through the playoffs and we get beat off Bristol City in the semi-finals. I want to do the positives first before I want to go on to a negative. Elijah Mayenda, what a goal. What a goal. He's about that though. We've been asking him to do that for a while. To put the afterburners on, just drive at people, and when he does, defence has shit themselves. It was an unbelievable goal. I know people have liked the George Wares back in the 90s, but it was just an unbelievable goal. He nearly got another one in the second half when he got a lay off from Isidor and he just drove at them. Is he the established number 9? Now, I think so. I think you'll get the nod tomorrow against Blackburn. I won't be surprised him for the other 2 games. But I think what Regis Fabry needs to do, he needs to find a way to play him and Isidor together. They're 2 different types of centre forwards. I mean, I don't think he'll go away from 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3 like he likes to play. But Isidor's your top scorer. You've got to play him, and you've got to find a way to get him into the team, really, with you being your top goal scorer. And if that's Isidor playing out wide, it might suit him better. I mean, he's not the type of centre forward. I know he did it once in the second half to put his backside in, hold the ball up and bring players into play. He likes to be in over the top, feeding on like little scraps, likes to be on the periphery, so to speak. And Mayenda doesn't mind the nasty stuff, doesn't mind getting like the tough and the physical battle. He doesn't mind that at all. Well, I think Isidor isn't that type of centre forward for that. But if you could get because when they have played together, they have looked well. Like at the start of the season, if you can get them together and you both get them fit and flying, you're in a really, really good chance just to get off of your races straight away. And I think he's got to find a way to do that. I mean, obviously, I know Mundell's coming back fit, and you've got Lefay, you've got Rigg, you've got Job, you've got Roberts, you've got all them, and it's a good headache to have. But I personally think he needs to get them both on your side. One negative, and it's glaringly obvious what I'm going to talk about here, and that's Tommy Watson. He just doesn't want to be here, does he? You can see that in his body language. I mean, personally, if we go up or we don't go up, it does not make one bit of difference to Tommy Watson, because he is not going to be here. So why play him? Why play him? Why give him the chance to show people what he can do, which he hasn't in the 3 or 4 games we've had since he's moved to Brighton and been confirmed? And I'd rather play Alexic, and Alexic isn't a winger, or give Ogunsui a go, or Play Lafay wide left or play Isidor wide left. There's plenty of options to do before you play a player, that is not going to be here come July. Maybe it's the end of June, beginning of July. He's not going to be here. And you could tell that yesterday. He was bottling loads yesterday. He had one bright moment in the game. I think Dan Neil's broke away. He's played down the left-hand side of the penalty box. He's had a good cut back. And it's just too far in front of Dan Neil. That was in the third fucking minute. The third minute. And he did nothing else for the remaining 91, 92 minutes. Nothing. Defensively, he did it, but he looked like he didn't want to. And he was always like, do I go in? Do I not go in? Do I not go in? And bear in mind, you're already handicapped anyway by having Mayenda at left back. You need your wide to play to support that, to hide the insecurities and the obviously the bad side of Leo Mayenda, who I didn't think had a bad game Friday, to be honest. But I say it was absolutely honking from Tommy Watson, and personally speaking, and I think there's a few rumours out there, I don't think you'll see him again in the Sunderland shirt. I'll be amazed if you see him again in the Sunderland shirt. If you do, you do, but I don't think you will. I'm going to try something new. To try some player ratings. Be different to the other people that are out there. Give a bit more constructive side to my match reviews. So I'll go from, obviously, Patterson all the way to the substitutes. I actually gave Anthony Patterson a 7 yesterday. I thought he was comfortable. He commanded his box really well, especially the second half. And what he did just naturally. He didn't have to exert himself, where I said they didn't really create much. Trey Hume wasn't on the pitch long enough to give him a player rating, but I thought it was incredibly harsh that he did get sent off. At least he gets a rest on Monday. Chris Metten, I give him a 9. He's class above. He's an absolute class above yesterday and Friday. I keep saying yesterday, I keep thinking Saturday. Class above on Friday. And I think the only chance we have of signing him on a permanent deal is if we get promoted. Because I think you've got 3 teams that'll get promoted, will want him. You don't know if Bournemouth can lose one of their centre-halves, so they'd like to keep him. He's still only young for a centre-half, but he was absolute class above. Give Luke 9 a 6. I think he was very, very poor for the sending off. I think he's just trying to do Luke 9 things, and Natty Wells has been far too clever for him. But after that, when he got shifted across the right back, I thought he did okay. Didn't do anything particularly great, didn't do anything particularly bad. He was just alright. Same with Mayenda. I mean, I give him a 6. It was one of his better games, but Leo Mayenda just doing Leo Mayenda things. He kind of pass the ball, he kind of control the ball. But he made that really one good goal line clearance, and if without that, it would have been 3-1. Possibly could have been even more if he didn't play as canny as he did. Pat Roberts, I give him a 5. He had to do a lot of defending, in which creatively stifled from going forward. I mean, he did his defensive side very, very well, but he had to go off. I think it was about the 60th minute. I think he picked up a knock trying to hit us on the counter. Dan Neil, I give him a 9 for a 23-year-old lad. He played like an absolute season pro on Friday. Moved to centre-half and looked mint. I mean, I haven't been one for playing Dan Neil centre-half, but if he played that well at 23 years of age, what's he going to be like when he's 29, 30, 31? He's the same as Met. He's a class above. He shouldn't be in this division, but he is. Enzo Lafay, give him a 7. You're asking a number 10 to do a defensive work and become a shield for the back 4. And I thought he did that, canny. He was unlucky for their goal. I mean, it's a heavy touch, but I think anyone in that ground did not expect Rob Dickey to get that ball out of his feet and smashing it in the top corner. But he protected the back 4 really well. The same with Chris Rigg. Chris Rigg is exactly the same. You're asking a attack midfielder to do a shield job, which normally they don't like doing. As I said, the contrast with Tommy Watson, Chris Rigg, Lafay just did it, and they did it perfectly well. They didn't have to have any second thoughts. Where Tommy Watson, I felt he was always on that edge where he was like, he didn't really want to do it. On Tommy Watson, he got a 1. He got that. Eliza Mayenda, give him a 9. Superb goal, as I said. And as I said, I think he's going to have the centre forward role between now and the end of the season. I can't see Isidor shifting from that the centre forward role. Which, does that mean it's a different role for Isidor when he plays? Possibly. Maybe he'll get more touches of the ball instead of just been up there by himself. On the substitutes, I give Job a 5. Didn't really affect the game as well as I think really just wanted him to. I did think he was a little unfortunate with their winner. It is a heavy touch, but the lads just ran on and smashed it across Patterson, and it hit him as well on the way through to Patterson. Samed was a 6. I thought he was quite tidy. It could be a useful option to have to see out the games in the end of the season. For the playoffs as well, if you, hypothetically speaking, if you're in the playoff final and you're winning 2-1, 1-0, 2-0, and you want someone just to shore that up, he could be an option. If you don't give him 5, as I say, didn't really get a lot of service. And for as strange he did hold the ball up well when he laid in Mayenda. I think Mayenda's overrun it and their left back's getting back in the second half. But in Isidor substitute performance, I think he touched the ball about 5 times. Brown, I'll give him another 5 as he came on late, didn't really have enough time to affect the game. But he did have that half chance where I think Johansson's crossed it and he's tried to chest it into his path. And if he gets his chest right, he gets a shot on goal. And I with 80% certainty he was going to score, but he just overhit that chest touch, and it's very unfortunate. Johansson made his late debut for Sunderland on Friday, but he came on for Mayenda very, very late on. Wasn't long on the pitch long enough to even warrant a player rating. He wasn't on FootMob, so he's not getting one off me. My man of the match, I've already said Chris Mepham. I thought he was excellent. I think he's made 2 really good blocks in the space of 30 seconds of each other. He was excellent. As I say, he's a class above. And we're very, very lucky to have him. I think people get about the questions have been whether it's Mayenda and Isidor. I think you've got to ask a question whether it's going to be O'Nien or Ballard for the playoffs. If Ballard is fit to play alongside Chris Mepham, I know what my opinion would be, and it would upset people. I'd play Dan Ballard. But you cannot fault what O'Nien's done this season. I think he's played particularly well. And as you see, he's established himself when he first signed all them many moons ago from attacking midfielder to a top-end championship centre-back. I'll have something similar coming out Tuesday after Blackburn. I'm not going to get a preview video out in time, so don't necessarily see the point. Hope you've liked this side of it. If you do, please leave a like on the video. Leave a comment if you disagree with anything. If I've been too harsh on Tommy Watson, I've been a bit harsh on a few players. I think I'll give too many players a bit more of a rating, being a bit too nice to them. Just leave a comment. Engagement's always there. See you Tuesday. Let's hope we're celebrating 3 points and getting us back in this winning train against the Blackburn side who won on Friday. They only won 1 and 8 before Friday, so now they've won 2 and 9. So we'll have to wait and see. See you Tuesday. How are the lads?